Welcome down to Paultons Park. Yes, that's right, it's Valgard. And this area is open because it's Easter holidays and they're using it for parking. So this is the first time we've been able to get really close to have a look in a while. We'll get you some close-ups shortly of what we can see, which includes that brand new wheel, which is right in front of us. The area is just over a month away from opening. Unbelievably, we are nearly there. It looks incredible from out here. We're obviously going to go inside and have a look shortly, but we thought we'd show you out here first, as we've not really had any views out here for a while. Here is the new water wheel feature. Well, I assume it's like a water wheel, but it's a big wheel feature either way. And I have to say, it's much bigger than I thought, even though it is on the concept art. And this is the first time we've been able to get kind of close to this area to have a look in from here. So we'll have a look at a couple of the other theming bits as well while we're here, because there are obviously some under Drakon, but this is humongous. It really is. Here is an alternate look at some of the scenery, and we can see more is being installed down the back as well. It looks really close to the track here, where perhaps from the inside it doesn't look quite so close. But there's other pieces going around. We will, of course, go into the park and have a look shortly from another angle, but it's good to see from here. It's the first time we've been able to see really from here for a while. Landscaping very much continues as well. They have installed, planted, shall we say, trees. They've not just sort of relied on them, they've put in some good sized trees, and we can see the perimeter fence and then the little fence around. Now, I'm not sure whether this path is the end of the public path of viewing or not, to be honest with you. I think looking across, it would have actually been really cool if this path had stayed open and you could walk under Drakon, but health and safety wise, I'm not sure how they would feel about it being that close, as that is quite low. But it'd be interesting to see just how far around here you can get, because it's going to be a great view to watch some of these elements here, and of course a great view of your family coming back in the brake run and their face as they hit those brakes. We're going to head inside the park now. It's difficult to see. I can see here that there's quite a lot of mounds going, particularly around the drop area there. They've planted loads of trees, absolutely loads of trees. Once this is done, this is going to be quite an enclosed adventure, really immersive, which is what we like to see. Hopefully we get to see something testing today. I'd love to see Raven. I've still not seen Raven test. I don't know whether it has started yet, but we can look over and kind of see right the way down into the area. Look, looks fantastic. Right, let's head in the park, see what we can see in the park. Here we go. As expected, lights have been added to the posts, and not only the posts, we can see them on the side of the Drakon building. As quite a lot of detail actually has been added down the bottom end, which we'll zoom in and capture shortly. There are still some themed pieces here ready to go in. I will say though, the Viking men that were there are no longer in sight here, but actually there's a lot of themed pieces down there waiting to go in. But these lights look magnificent. Wait until we zoom in and see some of the ones down the bottom. It is definitely the little details which are going to set Valgard aside from so many other areas, including those at Paultons Park. The lighting on the side here, and even some new fencing which you'll see behind it. The wheel, of course, which we showed you from outside, and we think we can get access from this, well, a better view from this from the right hand side here as well, as we scroll down, and we can see more lighting installed, more themed pieces waiting to go, quite a lot of planting going down the bottom, as well as lighting right the way down the back. It looks like it's really pushed across the site, and when we go around the other side we will see whether or not there's any on the front of the building. Just while I'm sort of standing there having a look, the field swing is indeed testing today. We hope we get something tested. These things are so much fun, and that is going around today, which is good to see. Loads of little detail pieces down the back. These lights here, look, we can just see this one right here. Just looks magnificent. It's just not your standard. I can't think of another area in this country where we've kind of gone to that level of detail on lighting. I really can't. And it will be great to see. Interesting to see whether or not they're permanently on, which I expect them to be, or whether or not some of them might have a little bit of a flicker to it to kind of give it the fire effect, but it might be a bit more difficult, obviously, on the actual visuals for the area and people seeing to walk around. Infrastructure wise here, we can see another fence is being installed across here. So expect all this to sort of open out. I don't know how quickly, to be honest, but I'm guessing it's gonna have to open out a good week beforehand. So you'll kind of be probably low-level barriered off like you are around the other side with this fence gone, and then this will be fenced off down here for the 2027 site, which we will look at shortly. And that will then open up this area with the feasting hall, the lighting, the statue and everything for you to walk in. But you can really appreciate it's a much nicer day today, not as sunny as it has been, but a much nicer day today to appreciate some of the detail. But again, I like to point out the little things, and the little things are the lights. They just look magnificent. Here is another look down towards the water wheel. Well, we think it'll be a water wheel. It's a wheel of any description anyway. It's massive, to be honest. It's much bigger than I expected it to be. You can see some fencing around the front area as well, and what looks like will be another queue line board added down the back, which is great as well when you're in this area. There is one kind of behind me in the Lost Kingdom, so they haven't forgotten, and that looks like the location for it. You can see lighting is installed down there, and loads of other little bits and pieces being done at the moment. My guess is this is a speaker. I don't think it's a spotlight. Ready for audio as well. It'd be great. I'd expect audio actually to be playing throughout the area because it is behind me in Lost Kingdom, but it certainly looks like the real finer details are getting ready. Here is a look at one of the models. Look at this. I definitely haven't seen this before. It might be the angle at which I'm at, but that looks so cool. The work over here pushes on, and actually it does look like this metal fence, which has been in my way for a bit, might come down because they've got a new wooden fence going up. But footers continue to be laid on the 2027 site at quite a fast pace, to be honest, quite a fast pace. This is obviously a better view of the site without the fencing in the way. We can kind of see across, and actually quite a lot of land clearing has happened as well. It's like they know exactly where they need to dig, to be honest. But over the back is quite clear, and we'll zoom in and have a little look. Now there are still some pins to put in. There are these theme pieces. We're not sure if they're for this project or the next project. But of course, a lot of this top end still needs to be done, and we'll assume that there'll be buildings as well. It does look like the ride ones are going down first before the building ones. One of those rare times we don't start the update here, but of course we're going to have to come here at some point to see what's going on. We've seen these footers down across there. However, the ones round here and the ones being done through the ever-growing bamboo over the back there are still being done. We've got quite a lot of rubble here as well. Now, there's a lot of talk, obviously, as to what this is. We don't want to speculate too much, to be honest. The announcement's only just over a month away, and we'll get a slightly better idea of layout potentially and what we're looking at. But I did think this would be a turnaround point, but there is definitely more going on here as well. It's gonna be a big one, I think. It's gonna be a big one just by the size of the footers. A lot more going on over there, cutting across, a lot of activity around this area. A little bit clearer over there. Don't know, what do you see? What do you see? Let us know in the comments. Pick up in some of the areas we were in last time. Obviously the entrance area was being finished with kind of a lookout point, and that is now done, and that looks amazing. The base and indeed a little bit around the tops being added too. Here is a closer look of that. Not all of the lights have been installed quite yet. However, we can see another character coming out of the Veiled Swing queue line now, as oddly Veiled Swing swings in the background. So it looks like we're going to have a few characters around the area, but lights have been finished on the side of the Drakon building. And there they are, some of the finishing touches now to the side of the Drakon building, which is where the queue line is. And that does span behind some of the trees that have been planted as well as you head into the entrance area, into the station. As we come around left to right, you can see fresh trees in the background, and of course the groundwork which is being worked on. All this grass here has been done, so it's looking really good. Little mini fence put in around there, and of course there is some of the themed details. Again, more planting you can see as you come around. You can see a bit of rock work down there as well, which I don't remember seeing last time. We don't remember seeing this. Obviously the camera was installed on Splash Lagoon this season, and the photos are available down in the outpost, but we now have a screen here directing you in the right way, obviously giving you the prices and everything as well, that's really cool. Very like that. The birdcage looks like it's an imminent return. It's empty at the moment due to the refurbishment, which we've seen, but everything seems to be enclosed. The water is running, looking really, really good. So I don't think it will be too long now as they do some finishing touches around the back before we see that the bird's back in here. There is Drakon and of course Valgard opening in just over a month's time, which is just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I cannot wait to get in there. And of course Edge will reopen as well at the back of Valgard. Now we'll just say, this has kind of been used as, I think, a waste area. And you can see cardboard and everything compressed there. However, it's not gone unnoticed. I've not unnoticed the sheer amount of work that's been going on down here the last couple of months, from sort of digging to sort of storage to sort of more digging. And while some of this might be to do with the ongoing project works and things for storage and things, there's a lot happening just here. Just here. And you'll notice as well, there's some flags and things in the corner over there. So yeah, just keeping an eye, you know, just in case. We know, of course, from planning permission, this is where they would probably put the lodges, but I don't know. Leave your thoughts. But Valgard. Valgard first, then 2027, then God knows what. Paultons Park are investing massively, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every moment of it.